welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hi, my name is Nikki or Nicole, either one you can call me. I wanted to sit down today and make my DNC experience with you all, just because I feel like it's one of those videos on YouTube that you really can't find like any good information, or like if you're going through a DNC, you're gonna want to search and like see other people's experience with it before you go ahead with it, because it is a big surgery. So I just wrote down some things that happened to me during my DNC and what I experienced having the surgery. And I hope that it can be helpful to you guys watching this if you're going through this. And I know it's not easy, it's not fun, there's nothing good about going through this procedure. So I completely understand what you're going through. So I guess the first thing we should talk about is what a DNC is. So a DNC is a surgery that you go under anesthesia with, and basically they dilate your cervix and they go up inside into your uterus and suck or scrape the uterine lining and all of the leftover baby. This would be happening if you had a missed miscarriage or a miscarriage in general and didn't want to go through the natural way to a miscarriage of baby. So for my experience, I'm sorry if the lighting is going in and out. The sun is going behind clouds and it's really windy, so maybe the wind is pushing the clouds around faster, I don't know. But anyways, so I had a miscarriage in December, right before Christmas. I was 9 weeks along with our baby. That was going to be our rainbow baby because we did have a miscarriage 2 years prior in 2016. So we're really excited about this. You know, we had been struggling with infertility for 2 years and we thought we had gotten it, and little did we know, we found out that the heart stopped beating at exactly 9 weeks, and I went in for my ultrasound 9 weeks and 1 day. So I missed my baby by a day. When we were at the appointment, they told us that my body hadn't realized that the baby has passed because it's so early, so I either could just wait it out naturally, or I could take the pill, which is a pill you insert inside of you to kind of get labor going and dilate your cervix. So there was that, or you could have a DNC, which is just a quick hour procedure that they go in, like I said, and suck everything out. I chose to do the pill. I don't want to talk too much about like what the pill did for me and stuff because this is about my DNC, but let's just say the pill did not work. I chose to do the pill over the surgery because the surgery was just scary to me, and I honestly wanted to see my baby and say goodbye to my baby, so I chose to do it at home with the pill. But it didn't work. It didn't end up working fully. So I guess what you can expect, or what I went through at the doctor's, was it's just a day surgery. You're in and out of the hospital like that. Like, it doesn't take your whole day. Don't plan to do anything after because you're still going to be all drugged up on anesthesia. But going in was really simple. I got a room really quick and I had surgery within an hour after I got admitted. They did some IVs in my arm right here, which was kind of painful because they couldn't get the vein, and I have really good veins. I don't know if you can see, I have like really good veins right there, but they couldn't get it and they kept poking me and like searching for my vein. So then they had to go get that light that like shows where all your veins run. So we finally got the IV in, and then I just kind of laid around. My husband was with me and we just waited until it was time. And then they gave me just some like a relaxation med. They do this before any procedure just to relax you, and you know, it's really scary. I was honestly really scared. I didn't know what to expect. I was scared that maybe they would scrape too much and like hurt my fertility even more. So I was really scared about that. But that's just one of the risks you take when you have that surgery. So now it's time to go into surgery, and I'm feeling really sleepy, and like I remember saying goodbye to my husband, and then they wheeled me into the operating room and it was really cold in there. I just remember that like really vividly. And then I remember hearing the doctor say, "Are you ready?" And I said, "Nope." And the next thing I knew, I woke up and I was like, are we gonna start surgery? And they were like, oh, you're all done. It's been like a half hour and you're in the recovery room now. And since you're awake though, we will bring you to your husband. So it literally felt like that. Like I felt like I closed my eyes and then like opened them and it was all done. So that wasn't scary. They did the anesthesia through an IV, so it wasn't like a gas mask. It wasn't like anything scary. So then I got wheeled back to my room and my husband was waiting there for me. He said that literally it felt like forever because he was just sitting in like the waiting room eating, and you can see like in the waiting room like what surgeries are going on and if you're in recovery. So he was like staring at that. But when they said that he could come back and see me, he was really excited. So after the surgery, I had to just like stay in the room and make sure I could get up and go pee before they let me go home. My doctor came in and talked to me and like told me that she sent the stuff off, like the fetus and everything, to be tested at the Mayo Clinic for like abnormalities and just like chromosomal problems, because this is my second miscarriage, and after your second they do more tests just to see what's wrong. And if you haven't seen that video, I've talked all about my results from that, so go and check it out. I will leave it in the description box below, and I'll also leave my miscarriage story so you can get a better gist on what happened. After I got dismissed to go home, they prescribed me an ibuprofen for like 800 milligrams, so it was like a higher dose than you can get at like the store, just because you could be cramping and it's painful once the anesthesia wears off. So we got home and I remember just being really tired. My daughter had come home from my mother's house and I was just cuddling her, and I just really honestly could not stay awake, so I just went into bed, and this was like at 5 o'clock at night. So I went to bed really early that night. I don't remember much pain because I was on the ibuprofen, so I think that was doing me good. And then the next day that I woke up, I was pretty crampy in just my lower stomach, and it didn't like hurt to go to the bathroom or anything. That was fine, but it just was crampy, and the bleeding had stopped. The bleeding had stopped for about a week after the DNC, but then the bleeding picked up pretty good and heavy at the like second week after the surgery. And it did actually take my body 2 months to finally let go of all the HCG from the pregnancy, and I didn't get my first period until February, and this happened in December right before Christmas. So it was some time before I did get my period, and this was like the end of February, almost March. So it took me like a good 2 months for things to get back to normal, and I'm not saying they're normal by any means. My cycle is screwed up right now, but that's a whole nother story. So if you guys are wondering about the price of a DNC, that's kind of what I was wondering about too before I had the procedure. It's obviously not free, and my insurance only covers 80% of like maternal and pregnancy stuff, so they only covered 80%, but that's really good instead of paying out of pocket. So I know that the anesthesia was $1,200, but with my insurance doing 80%, I have to pay, I think I just paid $96 on it this month. So I'm all done with my anesthesia payment, but I think I have like $600 with my insurance taken off from the surgery. So I still have like $400 left to pay on the surgery. So it isn't very cheap, and that's just another thing to consider. I know like money plays a big part in things. And I guess if you have the option to do it naturally or take the pill or do the DNC, if you're tight on money, definitely don't do the DNC. I just was at a point where I had no choice and I couldn't progress on anything else. I needed to get the rest out before infection set in, so I had to do the DNC. But the pill like really only cost me, I think, like $30. So it wasn't that bad. If you guys are new here to my channel and enjoyed this video, I make all kinds of other videos going through my experiences with miscarriage and infertility, and just the whole trying to conceive. It's very hard, and it's really hard also to do it alone, and just knowing somebody that is going through it with you, just having each other is so much better, and you don't have to do it alone. And I honestly love responding to all of you guys and hearing your stories. So if you want to go ahead and share your D&C experience with me, just leave it in the comments below. I try to write back to everybody or heart everything, so just know that I am reading them, and I really do appreciate you all watching my videos and supporting me. My goal on this channel is to definitely break the silence of miscarriages and infertility. I think it's just something that's not talked about enough, and so many women go through it, and it's heartbreaking. So just know that you're not alone, and on my channel we can always talk about the things that aren't accepted in our society. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye guys.